Hey, so this is sort of a different video than what I would normally post. Well, sort of. You see, what I was thinking was I still want to talk about stories and other things like that, but I didn't really want to do animation anymore. And so my mom came up with the idea, wanted to do speed paints while talking. And I was like, okay. And so here we are. If you do like this type of style, then you can thank her for that. Alrighty, so Portal. I think everyone is aware of the series, but for people that aren't, it's basically to where you're at a lab testing out their greatest and latest invention, the portal gun. And your goal is to go through a whole bunch of puzzles and solve them with the portal gun. Now, I think this concept was pretty cool because I haven't seen anything like it before. I have beaten both Portal and Portal 2, and both of them were a blast. And so I thought it'd be fun if I shared my thoughts on Portal and Portal 2. Chances are this video will be a lot longer than what I usually make. Also, I'll be doing the story mode and nothing else. I'm sorry if you came for others. Also, I can't play any of the music like I normally would because it's copyrighted. And I heard they're trying to pass something to where if you get copyrighted, then you go to jail if I played any copyrighted music, so I'm sorry for that also. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy. Portal. A classic game. It's very well known and respected. And honestly, I love Portal. And when I played it, I was honestly shocked at how well it is compared to today. I mean, yeah, sure, it didn't have, for example, 1080p, but even then it's still a lot more fun than I expected. And it was a lot shorter than I thought. See, it has 19 levels, and all of them are surprisingly shorter than I expected. See, what I thought it was going to do is it was going to have a lot of gameplay, mainly because I thought it wasn't going to have many levels, but the levels being long. But no. Hell, on Steam, I only have 9.2 hours in the game. And I'm guessing that'll change because I have something in the works right now that I'm planning to record after when this video comes out. So be on the lookout for that. Alright, so this game, in my opinion, is my second favorite puzzle game of all time. And I know what you're saying. Wait, second, then what's your first? And to that, it's Portal 2. But we're still talking about Portal 1. Anyways, I'm kind of a fan of how much this game doesn't tell you much about the company besides only they built the facility, they've done a lot of experiments, they assigned you as testing the portal gun, and made GLaDOS, which is the big robot that tells you about the gun, and many other fancy things I don't remember. Now, the humor / dialogue is pretty good in my opinion. I've heard some people aren't the biggest fan of the humor or the dialogue, but I honestly thought it was pretty good. Granted, the only one that talks to you is the message on the walls and GLaDOS. Speaking of messages on the walls, later on in the game, you'll find out this place, it isn't the greatest in the world. See, people have gone insane and some bots are trying to kill you. And these messages are trying to warn you about this place and how it isn't as great as it may seem. This was kind of cool because you don't get out of nowhere and get a surprise, which on one hand kind of sucks, but on the other hand I could see why, because it gives the player some lore and shows the player that there was others before you. Now I'm going to talk about GLaDOS for a little bit, and I want to say that I did really like the song that she sings at the end, and just her character in general. She seems like, at first, well at least to me, strict yet nice. There's more to her than just the robot telling you what to do. So, in conclusion, Portal 1 is awesome, and I recommend that one first because it's shorter and it's better story-wise when it comes to moving on to Portal 2. Speaking of which, Portal 2 is a sequel to the last game that got more praise than the last, and I can't blame people for that. Wow, that was bars, holy crap. It's got more of a story, there's more characters, and there's more levels, and it's a lot longer than the last game. Granted, I don't have as many hours compared to the last game, but for one, I didn't look up things as much, and also I was an idiot and I kept the game on when I was looking up these things. But trust me, this game is a lot longer than the last one. For example, this game is separated into chapters, 9 to be specific, and all of them have about 4 to 11 sections in total. And once again, this is only the single player story. And in the story, you meet a bot named Wheatley that takes care of all the humans and says to the human, or the player, that he wants to escape the place because it's stinky and he doesn't like taking care of humans. And so you two are off to escape the facility and use the portal gun to help you with the job. While you two are escaping, GLaDOS could survive because Wheatley activated her and sends you down an old incinerator to finish some unfinished business. And somehow it leads to a whole bunch of chambers that you must go through in order to finish said business. Now, I have a question. Even though the place is broken and GLaDOS was dead, how come the place is still able to run? Because she was sort of the heart of all of it. And also, how did anything survive? Because keep in mind that in the ending, everything blew up. And for everything to be here and the human to be trapped once again doesn't make sense to me. I mean, sure, something was dragging her back to the place, but honestly, I'm shocked how much really survived during that huge explosion. But anyway, I thought, like many others, that Portal 2 is much better than Portal 1. And if you do like Portal 1 better, then that's okay. Anyways, while you're testing for GLaDOS once again, Wheatley eventually helps you get out of testing, and he claims that in order to escape, he would need to replace GLaDOS to help you through the whole thing, because once again, GLaDOS is sort of the heart to the whole place. At least that's how I see it. Once when Wheatley takes control of the whole machine, he betrays you, and now you and GLaDOS have to go stop him, but you have to go through a whole bunch more puzzles because he dropped you down in older parts of the building. Now, honestly, I was shocked when there was more to the story than just go stop GLaDOS once and for all. And alright, I can't tell you the number of times this happens in movies. This isn't me saying as like it's a bad thing, but it's more me just saying like it's been done so many times that it's sort of predictable. Not only that, but I could kind of tell that's where that was going because he kept mentioning how much he doesn't like humans. And when he tries to gain your trust, saying that he likes humans, like all of a sudden. While you two, GLaDOS and the player, are getting back to Wheatley, one of their characters brought up named Cave Johnson. And this was the CEO of Aperture Science, and he is someone that tells you more about the other things that they've done over at Aperture Science. And actually lets you use some of the things, like for example, blue, orange, and white paint that allows you to do things you couldn't do before. Like the blue paint helps you jump higher, orange lets you gain momentum, and white lets you place a portal down in that spot. This made for some awesome puzzles and also made even more clever ways to solve some of the puzzles. And for some puzzles, I thought of some things that could happen in those said puzzles. But for most, if not all puzzles, I could kind of tell there was only one solution, which is fine. However, I wish they made it so there was multiple ways to beat a puzzle. Not saying the puzzles are bad by any means, but once again, I think it could make the player tend to think a lot more about each level. While you and GLaDOS are getting back to Wheatley, she mentions how Cave's voice sounds familiar, along with some other girl in the recordings that Cave put down there. Eventually, GLaDOS finds out that the girl, or his co-assistant, is her, which is kinda shocking to me because that raised even more questions. Like for one, where is Cave? 2, how'd they get the human into the giant robot into a potato? But I don't want this to become like a game theory video or whatever. Finally, you and GLaDOS get to Wheatley and you finish him once and for all by sending him to space, by taking him out of his heart thing and corrupt him and then shoot a portal to the moon, to the battle, and that's how it ends. To be honest, I didn't see this coming. To where we shoot a robot into space, and this game was also a lot more fun to me. Mainly because I didn't want to have my expectations to be too high, not too low, but more in between. And even then I was still blown away by how much this game was doing story-wise. He seemed to always be hiding something, but I couldn't tell, and he even tries to gain your trust by complimenting you and saying that humans aren't stinky and they seem to be cool. So in conclusion again, Portal 2 is awesome and I would totally recommend it. And I'm planning on to make these videos because when I first made the Hollow Knight one, I had fun making it. And while writing the script, I was having fun, which is something I thought I would never say. Stick to the end for some bloopers and some updates as well. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Hey, so this is the end card. This is totally unscripted. This is just me. I do have like genuine thoughts, but this is like the basic gist of what I wanted to put out there, you know. I am currently reworking my like OBS for gaming videos. So I do really want your guys' opinion upon those videos, and please tell me what you think, because I've been working on this for a little bit, and granted it's not going to seem like too much, but I do think it's like just going to have like enough like spice to it, so that way it's a bit more unique, if you will. Once again, like I said in the video, I actually had a lot of fun making this video, and honestly, I am planning on to do more of these videos. Hell, I already have one in mind that I'm thinking about how to write it right now. Like, I'm super excited for that video as well. Now, this may raise up some questions, like, am I still going to be doing gaming videos and such? And the answer to that is yes. I still will be doing gaming videos, but probably not as much compared to these videos. I am planning on to maybe do something like that. I'm not too sure. I don't know if I want to do like one series I do my thoughts on, and then another series I do like just gaming videos and explain my thoughts around the end, or if I just should do gaming video and then also make a my thoughts video. I think that'd be super fun, but please tell me what you think. I'm honestly just cool with whatever. Anyways, thanks for watching. Here's some bloopers of me being an idiot, and have a great day. Now, I think this concept was pretty cool because I haven't seen like it before. Crud. Chances are this video will be a lot longer than what I usually make. Also, I'll only be doing the story mode and nothing else. I'm sorry if you came for others. And what I mean by that is the single player story, not the multiplayer. Actually, I haven't really dived into that yet, so I don't even know if there's a story. But I don't know, it just seems like a whole bunch of like community puzzles. I'm not too sure. Chances are this video will be a lot longer than what I usually make. Also, I'll be doing the single story mode and nothing else. I'm sorry if you came for others. Man, I really screwed up on the single player story part. Christ. Portal, a classic game. It's very well known and respected. And honestly, I love Portal. And when I played it, oh my god. Honestly, I was really shocked. Wow, I tend to suck at speaking a lot. That's not very good. Wow. See, ow. I just hit myself. I hit my arm on my table. I hit like my wrist. That hurt. You probably heard that. I'm sorry. See, what I thought I was going to do is it was going to have a lot of gameplay, mainly because the levels, there wasn't, okay, I messed that up. I was meant to say like it's not meant to have many levels, but the levels being long, but instead like I flipped it in my head even though I'm reading it on a piece of paper. Alrighty, so this game, in my opinion, is my second favorite puzzle game of all time. And I know what you're saying. Wait, second, then what's your first? And to that, it's Portal 2. But we're still talking about Portal 1. Anyways, I'm kind of a fan of how much this game doesn't tell you much about the company, besides only that they built the facility, they've done a lot of experiments, they signed you as testing the portal gun. Speaking of messages on the walls, later on in the game you'll find out that this place isn't the greatest in the world. See, people have gone insane and some bots are trying to kill you. And these messages, wow. That Okay, listen, hear me out. English is my first language. I swear. I swear it is. All right. I mainly my friends won't believe me, but trust me, it is. I'm just bad at the language. I'm sorry.